and welcome to the theater. I am Karina Batchelor, the resident dramaturg here at GableStage. Today, I am excited to give this talk on Native Gardens, Digging Deeper. Native Gardens is a comedic play written by Karen Zacarias. The story revolves around two neighboring couples in a suburban neighborhood, the Butleys and the Del Valles, who find themselves in a heated dispute over their backyard gardens. Throughout the play, Native Gardens offers a humorous and satirical exploration of the complexities of race, class, and privilege, as well as the challenges of bridging cultural divides. Karen Zacarias is a prominent American playwright known for her insightful and thought-provoking works. She was born in Mexico City, Mexico in 1969 and later immigrated to the United States. Zacarias is highly regarded for her exploration of cultural, social, and political themes through her plays, often drawing from her own experience as a Latina woman. Zacarias has written numerous plays that have been produced and celebrated both nationally and internationally. Her works often tackle issues of identity, race, gender, and the complexities of human relationships. She has a distinct voice that blends humor, poignancy, and social commentary to create engaging and impactful narratives. Native Gardens had its world premiere at the Cincinnati Playhouse in the Park in Ohio in September 2016. In 2018, Jason Alexander of Seinfeld fame directed Native Gardens at the Pasadena Playhouse in California. Since then, Native Gardens has had numerous regional and international productions in various theaters. So how did Karen Zacarias come up with the idea for Native Gardens? The genesis of Native Gardens sprouted from an unexpected encounter at a dinner party. Zacarias, on commission to write a play for the Cincinnati Playhouse, was looking for ideas when a friend half-jokingly told her she should write about her ongoing feud with her neighbors. Eventually, this led to others at the party sharing their own stories of neighborly discord. Zacarias found the stories to be a bewildering blend of the absurd and the exceedingly stressful. Zacarias reflected, "These battles possess a primal and poetic quality, simultaneously ludicrous and profoundly impactful. It struck me that beneath the surface, every clash between nations or tribes ultimately boils down to a struggle for possession and preservation of property and culture." During our rehearsals, we each shared stories about neighborly disputes and mined our own neighborhoods for stories to ground the farcical aspect of the play. Interestingly, as Zacarias was doing her research for the play, she found that most neighbor disputes stemmed from one specific state, Florida. In the spirit of neighborliness, I'd like to share some of those stories with you. As Sid Caesar says, comedy has to be based on truth. You take the truth and you put a little curlicue at the end. And folks, these stories are all taken directly from the headlines. A neighbor left an angry, barely understandable note because of a fake potted plant sitting on the porch. Here is a snippet from the letter. "Dear Neighborino, it has come to our attention that the potted plants outside of your porch are not real and are decoration. This will reflect extremely poorly on our houses and other constituencies in our area who have real plants, who might wish to sell their homes one day, and buyers running away when they see your plants. Earlier this week, myself and 14 other neighbors, including the state environment official, held a group meeting to discuss the appropriate action necessary to solve this issue. As of this writing, we've decided to grant you 2 days to remove the selected plants from your porch. If you choose not to correspond, there might be an official action taken, or the flowery will be removed and discarded quite immediately." In Washington, a man found himself deeply frustrated when his neighbor constructed a garish 3-car garage topped with an apartment, adorning it entirely in a vibrant shade of purple. Seething with a desire for retaliation, he devised a brilliantly clever plan to mow the words a-hole into his own lawn with a clearly marked arrow directing attention towards his neighbor's home. In 2018, a land dispute unfolded in Florida, leading a man to dangerously target his neighbor with a tractor. The individual faced charges of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon as he embarked on a tumultuous chase after a heated argument. In Florida, a man extended an invitation to his neighbors for a Tampa Bay Buccaneers football game. Unfortunately, they soon learned the man had procured the tickets using a credit card stolen from the very neighbors he had invited. He also accumulated charges of nearly $3,000 on their card, utilizing it for various expenses such as flowers, food, and legal services. From the Greeks to our present-day sitcoms, comedy has long been used as a powerful tool to address political issues, satirize politicians, and challenge the status quo. By using humor, writers can often broach sensitive or controversial topics that may be difficult to discuss in a serious or straightforward manner. They can distill complex political concepts into more accessible and relatable forms, making them easier for audiences to engage with. For example, Greek comedy served as a form of entertainment that blended humor, satire, social criticism, and moral reflection. It provided a platform for playwrights to engage with their audience, provoke ideas, and offer laughter as well as insights into the society of ancient Greece. Modern Family, a popular sitcom, tackled social issues by incorporating them into its storylines and characters. The show addressed various topics such as same-sex marriage, adoption, cultural diversity, gender roles, generational gaps, and more. MASH, a critically acclaimed television series, tackled social issues by using its setting, characters, and storylines to explore and comment on the realities of war and its impact on individuals and society. Comedy also has the power to bring people together. In politically divisive times, humor can act as a unifying force by cutting through partisan divides and encouraging dialogue. So what sort of comedy will you see in Native Gardens? Here are some examples. There's satire, situational comedy, farce, wordplay, and parody. I'd like to delve into parody as it's something you'll see throughout the play, especially in the vignettes. Structurally, Karen Zacarias' play is broken up into vignettes and scenes. Our director, Vicky Collado, was interested in exploring the nuances of the vignettes and the scenes, how they are in conversation with each other while also highlighting or contrasting what is said versus what is felt or thought. The vignettes, which function as sketches, are where the subtext becomes overtly explicit in our production. And Vicky was interested in exploring telenovela tropes to showcase this. Telenovelas are renowned for their signature feature, over-the-top drama. This characteristic sets telenovelas apart from other forms of television drama, captivating viewers with their exaggerated emotions, sensational plot lines, and extravagant storytelling. The combination of intense emotions, dramatic confrontations, and larger-than-life characters is what makes telenovelas a cherished genre for many viewers. This is Marimar, a popular Mexican telenovela that originally aired in 1994. It was a telenovela that we explored during rehearsals. It tells the story of Marimar, a young and naive woman who lives by the beach with her grandparents. Marimar falls in love with a wealthy man named Sergio, but their relationship faces many obstacles and conflicts, including the disapproval of Sergio's family. The telenovela is known for its dramatic storyline, romance, and memorable characters. Marimar became a huge success and is considered one of the most iconic and influential telenovelas in the history of Mexican television. In telenovelas, emotions are often heightened to the extreme. Love is portrayed as an all-consuming force that can overcome any obstacle, while hatred and jealousy are depicted with intense fervor. Characters express their emotions through passionate speeches, dramatic gestures, and tearful meltdowns, leaving no room for subtlety. Here you can see some of the acting styles in telenovelas, which tend to be larger than life, with intense reactions, dramatic gestures, and passionate delivery of dialogue. This style aims to create a heightened sense of drama, capturing the emotions and conflicts portrayed in the storyline. In our production, there were images or motifs that framed our understanding of the play. Here's one that really speaks to the many ideas in the play. Towards the beginning, Karen Zacarías includes the following stage direction for Pablo del Valle. Maybe he grabs the rake and stands next to Tania, a la American Gothic. American Gothic is a famous painting created by American artist Grant Wood in 1930. The painting depicts a farmer and his daughter standing in front of a small house with a distinctive Gothic-style window. The painting has often been seen as a representation of the American identity and rural life. It portrays the values of hard work, simplicity, and resilience that were associated with the American Midwest during the Great Depression. However, some interpretations suggest that the painting is a critique of the idealized image of rural America. The serious expressions and the stern posture of the figures may reflect a sense of hardship and the challenges faced by farmers during that time. Looking at it through a modern lens, it also highlights how farming has changed and spotlights who is doing the farming now versus then. In the play, Karen Zacarías has the Latinx crew working as silent gardeners. By doing this, she gives visibility to a largely invisible part of the population. By having a woman and a man in front of the house, some critics also believe that Wood refers to the association Americans have with their homes as extensions of themselves. How does this compare with our characters' gardens and what they represent or symbolize? It's hard to overstate how much American Gothic has become an iconic image in American culture, often referenced and parodied in various forms of media. By parodying it, it speaks to how this one painting serves as the basis for looking at various contemporary people and issues. As Grant Wood stated, there is satire in it, but only as there is satire in any realistic statement. These are types of people I have known all my life. I try to characterize them truthfully, to make them more like themselves than they were in actual life. How is this reflected in our production of Native Gardens? In Native Gardens, Tania del Valle wants to plant a native garden. But what is a native garden and why is it important? Native gardening refers to the practice of designing, planting, and maintaining gardens using native plants. Native plants are those that naturally occur in a particular region or ecosystem, having evolved and adapted to the local climate, soil conditions, and wildlife interactions over time. Native gardening aims to recreate and support the natural biodiversity and ecological balance of a specific area. Key principles of native gardening includes native plants that are chosen and cultivated in the garden, as they are well suited to the local environment and provide essential habitat and food sources for native wildlife. Native gardens strive to support a diverse range of plant species, which in turn attracts a variety of insects, birds, and other wildlife. This promotes ecological balance and helps sustain the local ecosystem. Conservation of water and resources. This is important for native gardens, as those plants are generally adapted to the local rainfall patterns and require less watering and maintenance compared to non-native species. This conserves water resources and reduces the need for chemical fertilizers and pesticides. Native gardens also create valuable habitats for pollinators, birds, butterflies, and other wildlife, offering them shelter, food, and breeding grounds. This can contribute to the preservation of biodiversity and support local ecosystems. Here are some examples of plants that are native to our region. This is the Bahama senna, a flowering plant that is indigenous to South Florida, the Bahamas, and Cuba. This small shrub can reach a height of up to 6 feet and boasts yellow flowers that bloom almost year-round. It serves as a larval host plant for various butterfly species, including the orange-barred sulfur, the sleepy orange sulfur, and the cloudless sulfur. Thriving in full sun, Bahama senna is an excellent addition to any butterfly garden. Blackbead is a coastal shrub native to South Florida and tropical America, featuring fragrant white to pale pink flowers and unique coiled pods that reveal black seeds. It serves as a larval host plant for butterflies like the large orange sulfur and Cassius blue. The seeds are consumed by native and exotic doves, white-crowned pigeons, and northern mockingbirds, making it a valuable addition to landscapes for attracting butterflies and birds. This is the Silver Sea Ox-eye Daisy. It is a perennial shrub characterized by its silvery green leaves and captivating yellow flowers. This native plant is found in the eastern and southeastern United States, the Bahamas, and southern Mexico. This plant offers a moderate amount of food and shelter for wildlife and serves as a nectar source for butterflies such as the great southern white, the Gulf fritillary, the large orange sulfur, the southern broken dash, and others. I'd like to finish this talk with 2 quotes, one from Karen Zacarias and the other from Robin Wall-Kimmerer, a distinguished botanist, indigenous plant ecologist, and inspiring author who blends scientific knowledge with indigenous wisdom to advocate for the reciprocal relationship between humans and the natural world. Here is Karen. My hope is that people will take a moment to ponder what it will take for them to be a better neighbor. I want simple things out of my plays. You can still laugh, have fun, and talk about hard things in a way where nobody's off the hook. And here is Robin. People often ask me what one thing I would recommend to restore relationships between land and people. My answer is almost always plant a garden. It's good for the health of the earth, and it's good for the health of the people. A garden is a nursery for nurturing connection, the soil for cultivation of practical reverence, and its power goes far beyond the garden gate. Once you develop a relationship with a little patch of earth, it becomes a seed itself. Something essential happens in a garden. It's a place where if you can't say I love you out loud, you can say it in seeds, and the land will reciprocate. Thank you.